Hey everyone, I'm a little bit late and it's a little bit early in the morning, but I got off work and I wanted to relax a little bit. I'm a little tired, so bear with me here. But I wanted to bring the second video to you guys so you can understand the infrastructure and the whole makeup of CESD. So here we are. CESD Investigations is going to be a global agency. Now, the paperwork to get that done, we're getting started on that now. And the difficulty is that they don't have that in the system to put in. Remember I said, we don't follow paths. What do? We cut them. We're making a path. We're going to the state and we're saying, listen, we're going to operate globally as well as nationally. And we need the paperwork and designation to give us that power to do that. And I haven't seen anything in the state of Pennsylvania that allows an agency to do that. We can't just, 501c3 it's common. It's common. We want to attach a foundation. We want to have not only the 501c3 status as a nonprofit corporation, but also we want to operate globally, and we want something in our power to designate that international, global, whatever the language is. So that's the task that we're doing on the administrative end of building this agency that you're learning to become a part of. Now, I had a corporation before that did the research to build CESD. And with a breakup of a marriage, of course, something had to go. I gave the other half, my wife, the 501c3 status, but I kept the name of the Conscience Group Corporation. The Conscience Group Corporation is going to be the second half of CESD. CESD is going to be two parts. CESD Investigations and the Conscience Group Corporation. Two interlocking corporations with individual statuses to operate in a wide range of what we need to do. The Conscience Group is going to be the research side of our agency. People who get involved over here are going to be people who want to keep up with information, because this department, this division, feeds the development division, the CESD. CESD is the development. This is where we have the system. Here's the system. So the Conscience Group is research, keeping up with disasters, changes in the earth, the so-called climate change, which we call, and we identify under CESD as Earth evolution. We understand that the earth is consistently changing. So, of course, we're going to have changes in weather patterns, temperatures, and all that comes along with it. But we're looking at the effects of it. We're not questioning whether it's happening or not. Of course it's happening. We're on a living earth. And we apply logic to the science. Science learns from us. We don't learn from science. Remember that. Science has to study us. We're living it. We are it. So when we're going through something, a crisis, the unthinkable happens, you have to know how to move. And citizens have to know how to move. We're still seeing disasters around the country and the world where people are just dying for why? Because there's no plan. And CESD is that plan. So when you look at the infrastructure of the agency, it's CESD Investigations, but it's two divisions. Boom. You break up into research and development. The development is the neighborhood level of CESD, city level of CESD, a county level of CESD, and the state level of CESD, each having its own individual responsibility. However, on the third end, on the county end, because there's many places that don't have cities. On the county end, there's an academy as well as the disaster training aspect of CESD, which moves into another whole division, but is still within the development, but it all fits into the third level. 3, 6, 9. That's the cost. Or you could go for TSD. We call that total state development, where they can get all 4 levels. And we get a 10-year to 12-year contract to build that 4-level system for that particular state. If they just want the county level, the academy and the disaster training, they can choose that and pay for it individually. The thing is that the nation wanted a system to increase the resilience of local citizens because we have gotten worse post-Katrina than better. They made it perfectly clear. They gave the criteria. How much will it cost on local levels? Academic questions like what will it take for the Black and or African American community to effectively engage in disaster preparedness? We are answering the questions that the government wants to know, but we also have a system that has the ability to give us careers for the rest of our lives. You're going to learn the system. You're going to pick an area where you want to work in it, that you feel you can give 100%. You can build a team of 3. They get interviewed. They got to go through the class. They got to become a part of your team, but you're the mentor. And you build your team so you can delegate work. Nobody gets stressed out in here. So I give you the room to build the team, and that gives our agency growth. But you're the core members of the team. They're not. They're doing public service. If you want to compensate them from your compensation, that's up to you. I don't care. But it will be clear in the books of how we're doing it and how you work it out and whatever. I'm giving you the freedom once you learn your skill. And after you take this class, this 8-week course, everyone has to branch out into their track training specifically for what it is they chose to do in CESD. Doesn't matter where you go, what area. After you finish the 8-week course, we schedule you for a 4-week course, track training specifically in what you chose to do with CESD and what level. It's beautiful. When I say certified, I mean certified. Now, let's talk compensation. It's been my experience in working with nonprofit and public service organizations such as what we're doing, and this being the first of its kind. There's nobody else, I think, in the nation that's actually operating in the vision of where we want to go as an agency, and not only an agency, but a global agency, specializing in something that we do and no one else in the world. We nurture it. We build it. We become specialists of it because specialists demand their price. This is serious. You are where you are now, and you're doing what you're doing now, and that's great. But the vision is to build something that's going to be absolutely fantastic, and I'm asking you to be a part of it. I got confidence in it. So, for your work and for your time, for your investments that you put into this as we build this and grow this. And when I say investments, I'm talking about we have a pot to where if we need paper for copy paper, if we need gas to move from one place to another, we have a pot as a team that we all contribute to on a weekly basis to be able to keep our operations and our training moving forward. I'm going to make this as easy as possible so I could get books and actually give you books that follow along with. But I learned when I was teaching the Nigerians that the concept of talking like such as this in a video, speaking to you, having you with your tablet, your paper, and taking notes, working together, then you're able to complete the tasks that are assigned in CESD. Compensation comes down to percentages. As a nonprofit corporation, we're going to get paid as we successfully negotiate contracts. And that means contacting states to get meetings with their council, their state senate, council members. And now you're looking at an opportunity because somebody who enjoys making appointments with big time, reaching them, finding them, getting to the people that we need to see. And we'll all sit in as we grow and decide where and who the person is that we're going to talk to. So you're going to have to know who your local, state, county, and federal politicians are and where. Because as you learn, your first lesson in CESD is going to be learning the levels of government and sectors, because that's a critical point of our work. So as a percentage-based compensation, what I mean is this: everyone has to master their level for us to successfully negotiate a contract. What this means is this: because each and every one of you are going to be holding one specific area in CESD in an operation of CESD, then everyone has to work at a level that is going to successfully market our service. Like I said, the reward is great. Now, I'm not going to tell you what percentage we're talking about in compensation right now. I think as we go further in the training, because somebody's going to fall out. Somebody's going to fall out. I have never had a class where nobody fell out. You might be the first, and I would love that. I'm looking for it. However, somebody's going to fall out. Recruiting is tough. Taking time of your life to do something that you may or may not see the back end of what I'm saying. And so it makes it difficult to stick with it when other things in life are pressing. So don't think, I want you to be a part of this team. But if something comes up to where one of you have to leave for whatever reason, there's no hard feelings. I want you to know up front, I already understand. And I love you for taking the opportunity with me and believing in me enough to even be a part of it. So just think of this. The neighborhood level, just putting in a neighborhood level, teaching the local citizens of a particular area, wherever, Wisconsin, Maine, whatever city will invite us to come in to share with them a new and innovative emergency planning system. Because once they get to neighborhood, they can expand on it, but they got to call us in to do it. You see what I'm saying? We're not hogs. They can start with a neighborhood level where we train the trainers, and we're gone. I think that if I remember correctly, our neighborhood level, to put that in, our contract calls for a 1 year with a 2 months expansion if we need it, or if the city would like us to stay for a couple months to see how the process goes through. 300,000. So figure, let's say 4% of 300,000 is a paycheck. Now imagine having 4 cities scheduled each one looking for a different level of CESD, or they're just entertaining us to hear what we got to say. The way we're going to work out our presentation is going to be like this, because 4 of you are going to specialize in one of these 4 areas. Me,